what the hell we're talking about.
I don't think people ever know what we're talking about. Do you know why? Because sometimes I think we don't know what we're talking about, but we do it best. We do it better than everybody, and we're going to keep on doing it till the day we can no longer do it. God damn it.
Oh,
open it up with the fire and the shots today.
Sounds about right.
It sounds about right. All right.
All right.
So good morning, chat. Yes, we are live. Which one of you in chat was talking about food? I haven't even eaten yet. I'm freaking starving.
Oh no, so we can't start talking about food.
No, we can't. Extra egg McMuffin. Oh my goodness.
No.
Oh my God, no. It's bad for you. God, I ate so much junk food. It pretty much destroyed my friggin' calorie intake yesterday. So yeah, there's gonna be not much going into the digestive system this morning.
Can't start talking about food. Breakfast on a bun, taquitos.
Breakfast on a bun.
Waffles.
Once again, oh my God. Once again, big shout out to Chris Persia for providing me with this lovely avatar that I will use forever and ever now.
With maple syrup, eh?
Maple syrup, eh? No, I don't even have any syrup. Nope. The last time I had maple syrup was when I did that shot for the anniversary show last year. And before that, couldn't tell you when I had syrup before then.
We're talking about breakfast, Jesus Christ.
I know. Oh God, help us. Well, let's
everybody.
Yeah, let's shift the gears. Loki, how are you doing this morning? What's new and exciting?
When you say shift the gears, we've got to play the intro. We've got to play the intro. We can't just keep doing the cold open. At some point, we got to play the intro.
All right. Well, you're at the helm, so punch it.
Can't believe we started the day out talking about breakfast and Whataburger and egg McMuffins and waffles and syrup.
Where does it end?
This does not bode well, ladies and gentlemen.
This, however, does.
Like the mighty fist of God, Armageddon will descend upon the city of Los Angeles, the city of sin.
She's got the right idea. Walter Tomasky. brother. And a little Vermont cheddar there at the end. Good morning.
Cheddar.
Oh, we forgot one. Mockany draws. What's up, brother? He says, "Go and tuck and roll."
Woo.
Do not forget to check out Mockany after this stream. We're setting that up right now. Good morning. Good morning. Get ready for his Monday draw stream over on YouTube after this show ends.
Man, you know, we should cut out the middleman one day and have Mockany on the show in the morning, and we can do a live Let's Draw with Mockany Zero Monday morning, so he can show us how it's done, and the rest of us can show us how bad we are at it. It'd be like painting along with Bob Ross, only just a little bit noisier.
Bob Ross.
Is there no happy little trees up in this bitch? I'll tell you that.
We could do that. We could totally do that. Mockany, you hear that? You guys need to set something up while I'm going to be on vacay.
Ooh. That would be
Yes,
interesting.
I'm going on vacation here in, let's see, we got a week. We got 2 weeks. Why won't you scroll down into October? So we got a week, we got 2 weeks, and then I will be here for 2 days. And then I will be gone the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, and 20th. So I will be back the 23rd. Holy shit. I will have almost 2 weeks off.
God, that's a long stretch. What are you going to do with yourself?
I don't know. I have no idea.
What are we going to do with ourselves? All right. I propose a challenge. The week and a half that Loki's off, we all go without internet for that entire duration.
Oh, no, then you can't see the show. The show will be live, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
The show will still be here. I just won't be here.
I was going to say, all right, phones are allowed, but only for phone calls, nothing else. Man, I don't know. Could we do it? Would any of you be able to do something like that this day and age? It's pretty crazy to think about.
I will not be at the controls at all. I'll be surprised if I even have my phone, unless it's like an emergency. Something happens or some shit. Yeah, I'm not getting on Twitter. I'm not getting on the twats. I'm not getting on nothing for 2 weeks. So I will be gone.
I think that's a vacation in itself. I think it might be a little awkward at first, but I think after the first day or two, I think you're going to feel a little bit liberated not being tied to all that shit.
I hope so. I really do. I really hope so.
It'll be nice. It'll be nice. It'll be good for your health.
Historically, who did Loki marry? Loki actually had 3 wives. So he did marry a giantess. He also married, oh man, what was her name? Sigyn, who took care of him when he was held for Ragnarok. So they chained up Odin and Thor and all of them chained up Loki after the death of Balder. And Sigyn's the one who came in and held the bowl over his head so that the poison didn't drip on him. So yeah, Loki had a couple wives.
He had a couple.
And gave birth to Sleipnir.
So he's been around the block. He knows what's up.
Yeah, he's been around the block.
Oh yeah, he's been around town.
Loki cutting the virtual cord. Yes, I will be cutting the virtual cord. But maybe it's because I'm too old.
Oh,
which is kind of this is. I've got something. I've got something I want to throw at you, and everybody out there. I've got this thing that happened last night that I'm just like, wow, we're too old. We're too old to know the really real awesomeness of current day NuTrek. We're too old to understand the nuances and the complexity of Disney Star Wars. We're too old to get it. It's not next gen anymore. But wait just a minute. Paradox, some game makers out there have come out with something a little interesting that I want to share with you all. Paradox Interactive I don't want to deal with your damn cookies.
We accept all cookies. Cookies are tasty and good for
Except
you.
for internet cookies. Huh?
Oh my.
Huh?
What is that?
This is not a phone game.
Star Trek Infinite.
This is an actual computer game. It's coming October 12th, set in the TNG universe.
I see we've got Romulans and Klingons and Cardassians and Picard with the Enterprise D up there. I do want to point something out that is really glaringly obvious to me right now. For you, Loki, and anybody in chat who is interested in this, you see that lovely little pre-order now button down on the left? Don't click on that.
Mm-hmm.
Never pre-order anything. It's not worth it.
Now we have been told over and over and over again, we need to accept NuTrek for what it is. Accept the NuTrek. Disco is life. Disco is king.
Disco is fever.
Disco fever. You've got disco, and I know you're checked out, Adega. No, it's okay. I'm not pushing this in any way. I'm using it to make a point, my friend. So please hear me out. The developers of this game said, we're not making it in the disco universe. We're not making it in the NuTrek universe. We're not doing that. We're doing TNG era Star Trek. And wait a minute. TNG era Star Trek is supposed to be unwatchable.
They didn't say it's unplayable.
It's supposed to be unwatchable, like TOS. You're not supposed to watch the old stuff because it's old. Right?
That's a very, very valid argument. I concur wholeheartedly.
You're not supposed to be interested in the old stuff because it's old. So why did Paradox fight tooth and nail to make this game in the TNG era? Cisco will be in this game. Janeway will be in this game. Voyager will be in this game. The Enterprise D will be in this game. Not the Enterprise E, the Enterprise D.
So it kind of sounds like they're forming their own inclusive crew of party members and cast members and things like that. How interesting.
Why? Oh, why? If it's old and unwatchable, did Paradox push for it to be in the TNG era instead of disco, instead of strange new bucket heads, instead of all this other crap?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think somebody had already pointed out in chat, it's what makes them money because the target audience, I do believe, is actually being targeted. Now, there's one little caveat I got to get out here right now because we all know how Paramount is and CBS and Disney and all that when they stick their claws into their IPs and things like that. Do you think who were the developers of this game?
Paradox.
Do you think the corporate heads are going to have their meaty hooks kind of sunk into them saying this is what you can and cannot do, this is what has to happen, this is what you can't include, this is what must be included? Do you think they'll do anything like that?
No, they can't.
No, they can't.
No. This is Paradox's baby, and they decide what goes, which was their big push for this. You can create a federation, you can create a Cardassian Union, you can create a Romulan Star Empire, you can create the Klingon Empire, and then you go forth and kick ass, take names, chew bubblegum, play it how you want to. You choose your faction. You can pick your iconic characters to use: Picard, Janeway, Cisco, Data, Galron, Martok, Garrick.
I was gonna say, if I wanted the option to play as a Cardassian and just run a clothing shop, do you think I could do that?
You can use Garrick.
That would be pretty wild. I would like to create a Jem'Hadar who works on DS9 serving Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. Do you think I'd be able to do that?
Sure.
Oh my goodness. Well, I never got to do that in Stowe, even though I tried. And oddly enough, I did work as a bartender in Quark's Bar on Stowe for several months. That was a good side gig. But other than that, yeah. So I'm
just a simple tailor.
Yes. He always reminded me of Robin Williams.
Yes.
R.I.P.
An evil Robin Williams.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it was there. It was charm. His dialogue was always great. His conversations were always great. His backstory, the little trinkling bits we got little by little, were always great.
Dean over on Rumble says, I think I would play the Romulans. It'd be interesting.
It would be interesting.
You can play however you want to. You can play diplomatically. You can be a warrior species and go out and care nothing but combat. You could be sneaky and deceitful and all of that. You can pretty much play the whatever race you choose. You can pretty much play as they're supposed to play or play them completely differently. God. I plan on making a mirror universe federation instead of an empire. Federation empire.
You know what I'm gonna look at this after the show because I am a little bit intrigued. It's not gonna be a day one purchase for me, but I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna see how it goes. But the one thing I'm kind of toying with is a nonstop permadeath run where I'm just gonna make a red shirt. And as soon as he dies, it's game over. Delete the save, start fresh, make another red shirt. We'll see how far Zero can go with it. I don't know. It might either be the best or worst idea I've ever had.
Peli says Garrick was the scariest person in DS9. He managed to convince a Federation captain selling his morals was worth it.
He did have a way with coercion.
There was this theory for a long while, that Cisco was Section 31 and that he just used Garrick and played the part he was supposed to play.
What an interesting theory.
Hail Bill TMNT. What is up, my friend? So you're supposed to be too old. You're supposed to be too old to understand all the new stuff. Then why aren't we getting Disco, a Disco game or a Strange New Worlds game? Where's the Disco board games? Where's Disco Catan? Where's Strange New Worlds Catan? Why am I the only one seeing no content for these shows that are supposed to be the new big thing that everybody wants?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know how well Infinite is going to do financially, but I believe the ultimate goal, what makes the business run, is I think you'd like to make a little bit of money with your products, would you not?
I would expect that, yes.
So, I mean, the golden principle is laid out there. So, I mean, if you know that we're too old and we're too feeble and we're too out of touch with what's supposed to be popular with the new target audience in today's modern, wonderful society, something is amiss here. I mean, I can't be the only one that's seeing that, but maybe the reason why they're not pushing disco sticks or STD or lower dicks or anything like that other than the crap shows we've already got is because the crap shows or the crap shows we've already got have already spoken for themselves. They know they're hated. They're glad they're hated. But when it comes time to make some extra cash on the side with them, they know it's not going to work.
Dega says Dance Dance Klingon Arcade.
Ooh. What kind of games do you think they'd have in a Klingon arcade? Something with virtual batleths and kind of shit like that? I don't know.
Definitely not Dance Dance Klingon Arcade.
Oh, good God.
In Disco or Strange New Worlds.
Oh, my.
I may be old, but I'm the one with the money. That's right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All your wallets and your coin purses speak for themselves, ladies and gentlemen.
There are no commercials going on about this game There's no pushing. I haven't seen any kind of update about this game. What is going on with this game? I just happened across this on Steam over the weekend, and I was like, why haven't I heard about this? Why isn't there any news about this? Why isn't this being like, man, create your federation, create your own Klingon empire, create your own Romulan Star Empire?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny you mentioned that because up until you brought it up this morning, I knew absolutely nothing about it.
That's right.
So, I mean, really, where's the marketing here? Are we just not marketing?
See how big your eyes can get on Gowron's bug-eyed leadership simulator.
Hell yes.
Attack while the iron is hot. Right? And
Oh
his
my
eyes
goodness.
all like, you remember, you know what I almost got the other day? And I swear I should have bought it. It was the TNG board game where Gowron takes over the Enterprise, and you have a VHS tape. And yes, it had the VHS tape, ladies and gentlemen, but I had no idea what condition the tape was in. The box was ratty. I just was like, you know what? I know I can find a better copy of this somewhere. I know I can. But it was there at my local comic book shop, guys. Space Cadet Comics. Absolutely wonderful in the Woodlands. But it was there, but the box was torn up. I had no idea what condition the tape was in. And it's not like I've got a VSR or VCR laying around. Project Story says I had that game. I had it too. We had it too.
Hell yeah.
I just don't have it anymore. And I'm not going to buy it just for sentimental value. If I'm going to buy it, I'm going to plug that son of a bitch into a VCR. And I'm going to play it.
Hell yeah.
So I want a good copy.
Yeah, that'd be worth it. So Zero's kind of looking this up right now. This looks like a strategy game.
Which one? The board game or the
no, Star Trek Infinite. Oh, look, they got the Romulan Deradex big old friggin' thing. Okay, Zero's not good with the strategy games, though. That's a drawback for me, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm surprised at how I'm surprised at how cheap it is, though. That's kind of a good selling point. But so
you're going to have expansion packs for this game. Okay, so this is from the same people that make Stellaris. You're going to have expansion packs. You're going to have like the Delta Quadrant expansion. You're going to have the Dominion War expansion. You're going to have expansions and plugins.
Well, that's interesting. So color me intrigued. We'll leave it at that for now. We'll keep you posted.
Angela Smog, he says, Loki, my friend lives like 45 minutes away from the Woodlands. I live like 30 minutes away from the Woodlands.
Well, we used to live surrounded by woodlands, but the Forest City is not so much a Forest City anymore.
So I understand this game is going to be for everybody, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. And I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna wait until it launches, and then I'm gonna get it. I honestly don't care about the lower dicks ship, so I'm not gonna like, oh my god, I've got to get it so I get the lower dicks ship.
God, do you think? No, if they're gonna have expansions, do you think they're gonna maybe implement some DLCs for the Disco and STD and lower dicks and things like that, just to see how well they sell or do not sell?
Interesting. I'm gonna see. What I want to see is I want to see a TOS expansion. I want to see a movie period expansion. I want to start off with Kirk and the Enterprise and all that, and go through the timeline. I want to go through the timeline of Star Trek. So that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I want to cut out. I don't want to do Disco. I don't want to do Strange New Worlds. We'll just go with the TOS Kirk and all that and move up. That's what I want to go through and go through the timeline.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. I would love to have a drink on Drozana Station one more time.
Yeah.
Haven't been there in years. God,
and they're going to do, I'm pretty sure they're going to do a DS9 expansion. As far as I know, you can recruit Cisco, but he's going to be on like a Defiant. So you won't have like, oh, well, I've got this station over here. So far, you won't. That could change on launch day, which is in less than a month.
Yeah.
So you could have
coming.
you could have it. It might be in the game. It might be something they just haven't said anything about yet. Who knows? Peli says Star Trek had the weirdest ship scaling. DS9 worked to make the galaxy less important. And Metalis made it able to own a Borg supercube.
I'd go for
done.
Yeah.
Which was done already back in the day. So if anybody remembers Armada 2, Star Trek Armada 2, you could take 8 Borg cubes and combine them and make like a super cube that could run around and blow shit up.
Man, they were always good with their geometrical shapes. Because they were for lack of a better term, primitive in principle. Everything had to be just so.
I can see Barf standing there on the bridge of the Enterprise as the Borg's link going, "It's a transformer."
Oh my God. Hey, if there was one species that could do it, it would be the Borg. They would know how to get it done. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Pardon me. Zero currently
Do you
forgot
have
how
any
to...
Grey Poupon?
Oh my God, no. Zero momentarily forgot how to drink coffee. My breath wasn't a breath, it was a drink.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm fine. I want a Borg Rubik's Cube. Oh man. You know, considering I can't solve an original Rubik's Cube, that'd be a sight to see.
I will be right back.
Uh-oh. Loki's gone somewhere. Someone is now holding him hostage. Or he's getting something for show and tell. We do enjoy Loki's show and tell. Keep it PG, brother. We may be live, but that doesn't mean anything goes. Shit, I just remembered. Wow, Zero's got the attention span of a moth today. Look, a shiny object. I forgot. I was supposed to go corporate this week. Well, I apologize. That's all right. Good God. So yeah, I'm a little bit intrigued by this game. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it rolls out on day one. I'm sure we'll be fixated with the day one patches and everything that, you know, kind of slip by the testing department, as is the way of things these days. But we'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful. I'm a little bit hopeful. I'm still surprised that I didn't know anything about this until Loki mentioned it this morning. But maybe that's just because I'm always out of touch with today's world. Who knows? Because I still don't really play a whole lot. I mean, I have a handful of stuff that's always my go-to daily junk food kind of fixations. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, I haven't even dabbled into Starfield yet because I'm still not quite sure about that one. Loki's back. I can shut up now. Ladies and gentlemen, a blanket. There we go. Yeah.
Star Trek Armada. Star Trek Armada 2. And they work.
Wow.
Going on Honor Guard.
Yeah.
Got more, but those are the ones that were like readily available right here. So
it's good times, man. Hell yeah.
I don't have a computer that has a CD drive. So.
I do. You know what? When I had mine built several years ago, it cost me an additional $50 just to get a CD drive in it because I kept thinking, no, I know they're kind of on their way out, but I might need it. I might need it. Dude, I've used the CD drive probably 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of sad, but I'm satisfied knowing that I at least still have one.
And the way, well, Loki, if you don't have a CD drive, how do you play them? Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to something special.
You hold the disc on your finger and spin it real fast under a light bulb.
Introduce you to something very special here.
Loki's always got a workaround.
Star Trek 25th Anniversary, Star Trek Armada, Star Trek Armada 2, Star Trek Away Team, Bridge Commander, Elite Force 2, Star Trek Hidden Evil, the worst Star Trek game ever made, right here. I'd rather play a mobile game than play this game. Star Trek Judgment Right, Star Trek Starfleet Academy, Star Trek Starfleet Command 3, Elite Force, and then we go.
Wow.
So this is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how you roll.
If you like the old Star Trek games, I love this because of the bloodworms, Regula, that Zero absolutely loves, that kill him all day long.
Oh, good God, that was so bad.
That he gets so frustrated with.
Kirk, Spock, and McCoy are getting their Starfleet asses kicked by worms.
By worms.
Oh my God. And you know, I mean, for those of you unaware, Zero played and made a retrospective on the Star Trek 25th anniversary game for Nintendo. And yeah, aside
Don't play
from
the Nintendo version.
No, because I pinpointed and bullet pointed and put under the coals, man, everything that was wrong with that, like the 6-minute wall of text that you got to read through during the intro, and the clunky controls, and the number one thing for me was the droning on and on, never-ending music on that first level. It just dug into your ears and did not stop. I couldn't handle it.
Project Storytime says, I played the hell out of the first Starfleet command game. Yes, absolutely. God. All of them.
You know, it's strange because I don't know. Maybe it's because I wasn't that big of a Trek fan when I was a kid, but looking back on it, on, you know, the whole franchise now and all the games that came out with it, God damn, I have missed a shitload. Yes. There's your awkward silence of the morning. All right. Check that one out.
Missed a shitload.
I have missed a shitload. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I'll just go back to playing Stowe so I can continue spending more money.
No.
I don't want to say I'm retired, but
I'm retired.
But God, I don't know if I will be a regular bridge officer ever again.
No, forget. No. Star Trek Online is as nice as it was, is a money pit.
Yeah,
it's all it is a money pit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was hampered and hindered more so in recent years by the MMO curse. It's got to make money. It's got to keep making money.
I got a thing the other day from a friend that was like, okay, they want almost $100 for a T6 Miranda. The only way you can get this ship is if you buy it in a TOS pack.
Of course, it's a pack
with a whole bunch of other junk that you don't care about and don't want. And that's the only way you can get the Miranda class T6 is if you spend almost $100 on it in the junk shop. So, no.
Yeah, no thanks. No, thank you.
The SNES, what about the SNES TNG game? I played the shit out of that too.
Man, that was great, but I sucked at that one too. But it was good.
I couldn't get past the second battle with the Romulan Warbird. It's about drifting the Enterprise D and using your torpedoes. You just have to be crazy enough and stubborn enough to win.
Yeah. You got to perform the Riker maneuver.
I installed a HD pack that upgrades everything, including the visuals and everything. The problem is about an hour into it, it crashes. I'm trying to figure out the workaround that'll work on this system. What I may do, project, is I may play it on this computer. Play it on this computer because it's older. We'll see.
We'll see. But there'll be a way. Loki will figure it out. Oh my. Ugh.
We're old. You're too old. Too old to begin to watch.
Too old to begin the training. Too old to. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Zero. I have to sit on a chair by swinging my leg over the back. Yes, that's the Riker maneuver. Man Squatch has got it. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, really.
Well, wait a minute. I thought the Riker maneuver was walking up to a mono-gendered species. Challenge accepted.
Say, hey, I don't know where your hole is, but I'm going to stick a pork in it either way. Yeah, a hole is a hole. As long as there's heat in there, I don't give a shit. Bend over. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe we are too old. Do you think we're just getting too old to enjoy? No. To enjoy the fine points of everything that's being presented to us this day and age? Are we too old, too out of touch, too not with it anymore, too stuck in the past? I don't know. Honor God.
There you go, Luis.
Yeah. How many decades ago was that? What's the year?
By
on that
Micro Pros.
Ooh. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking for the copyright. I don't have my glasses on this morning. So
you are getting too old. You need
Loki
glasses.
wears glasses.
Damn, we're getting too old. Zero's not wearing glasses
yet. I had perfect vision my whole life. 1998. 1998.
The fine points. Well, what I mean by fine points is the wonderful pieces of literature that have been rewritten and reconstructed and reconfigured. The new TV shows that are out there for your enjoyment. The new music that sounds so generic and bland these days. They all sound the same. Everything that's presented to you this day and age that you're supposed to consume and love and enjoy and forget everything that you held dear in the past because this shit today is better. Those are the finer points of life now, my friends. Get out there and enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, you're too old. You're too out of touch. You are too not with it, and you don't belong in this world.
And Project Storytime said late 90s, early 2000s had some great Star Trek games.
Yes,
until the division between Activision and Paramount. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was the beginning of the end.
If CBS and Paramount hadn't screwed Activision, they'd still be making great Star Trek games today.
Yeah. I believe they would. I mean, because then they wouldn't be hindered by everything that's basically just crippled this thing since then.
So, and that's what happened. The Paramount CBS screwed Activision and gave them nothing to work with, would not approve any of the games they were making. Imagine going into pre-production and spending all that time on like 10 different games and Paramount CBS saying no. Elite Force absolutely rocked, and I loved Elite Force too. I played Elite Force the other day, the Voyager one.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this takes me back.
Man, that was good stuff.
Rumble Wop says Fleet Operations is a great mod that updates Armada 2. Armada 3 is a great 4X game. If you love 4X games and you love playing 4X games, get a hold of Star Trek Armada 3. It's really easy to find. It's really easy to install.
Mm-hmm.
You will kick some ass, take some names, and
hell yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
Star Trek Invasion. I have Star Trek Invasion.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to go and get that now?
Oh, I don't know. Aren't you too old to play it? God, you know what I used to love playing? I should pick it up again one day. I don't know if anyone was aware of this. Star Trek. I almost called it Star Trek. Oh my God, Loki's rubbing off on me. Star Trek, y'all. My God, it gives me the vapors. Star Trek Tactical Assault for Nintendo DS, published by Bethesda. Yes, because they always wanted to do a Star Trek game. Lo and behold, here we go. They got Starfield now. But man, I used to love playing that too. So I wasn't completely out of the loop when it came to, all the Star Trek games out there, but there was still a lot I was missing. But hey, I'll tell you what, I will pick up a DS and play Tactical Assault any day of the week, as opposed to some of the other shit that we're getting now. When is Star Trek Geriatric coming out for us old ones? Oh God, I hear that is in development, but the developers and the technicians and the programmers are so old, they keep falling asleep at the keyboard, and then their head rolls around on said keyboard and it screws all the code up. And then the guy that's been programming the water physics and the star physics and all that kind of stuff just gets screwed up. Starfish. Oh my God. Star physics. Like neutrons and white dwarves and brown dwarves and glass giants. Yeah, those two. Gas giants, red giants, glass giants. Yes, new breed of enemy. Someone get that in Skyrim. Mod it right now. Glass giants. Holy crap, that would be freaking awesome. But yeah, so basically the programmers and the devs are so old and brain dead. Man, production is just halted about 17 times a day. So I think there's a greater chance of us getting Elder Scrolls 6 before we get Star Trek: The Geriatric Wars.
Geriatric Wars.
Yes, that's what I'm calling it. Somebody
Not
patent
like the
that
search
shit
for
right now.
Geritol?
It's 240 milligrams of hypocortisone now. Oh, I feel so much better. Yeah, it's definitely Monday. So Glass Giants, get it out there. Set your phasers to fun.
Glass Giants.
Pacific 414 says Star Trek Legacy was also the Bethesda. God, what system was that on? I don't think. See,
Xbox 360.
Oh my goodness. I was
sitting here somewhere.
You know what? Actually, I think I have heard of that one. I'm not sure though. But yeah. I'd rather fight a glass giant in a fantasy game. Easy win. Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. I want to see a Trek mobility scooter that's heavy duty enough to go on away missions. Dude, that would be great. That would be awesome. Flying around on that shit all over the place. Yeah. The search for more fiber. Good God. Where's Picard? Oh, he's sitting on the captain's chair in the bathroom waiting for Metamucil to work his magic. I'm dropping a captain's log.
What the deuce?
What the deuce? Oh my God. So Project Storytime says Star Trek Legacy was broken without the patch to fix the Picard missions.
Right.
Now, that's a Bethesda game, let me show you my big surprised face, which you can't see. But
how is my copy of that?
I'm just a copy of a copy of a copy.
You're going through my
Star Trek Metamucil. Good God, the memes, ladies and gentlemen. You're all on fire this morning. You know it's Monday.
I'm doing this.
It's memeing Monday.
Show.
That's what
we have all this all set up.
Well, I'm glad I'm here to carry things on while Loki's just rummaging through his boxes. Good God, where'd I put that goddamn?
I'm missing. Okay, so I'm missing all my damn original Xbox games. I guess I've still got them boxed up somewhere.
I was gonna say
Legacy must be in there because I've got Star Trek Legacy. I've got the Mirror. The original Xbox Mirror one, the one with Sulu and the Excelsior.
Okay, yeah.
I'm lost. Half my shit's lost.
I used to be a red shirt like you. Then I took a phaser to the knee.
You know that's in Starfield. I used to be an explorer like you then, and he stops and he goes, well, you don't want to hear this.
And
you're like,
well, I think with
Bethesda.
Yeah,
Bethesda.
Way to throw that in there. Well, I mean, geez, they went so far as to showcase the fact that they put the adoring fan in there. So really, Bayazura, I can't, you're the grand champion. I can't believe it's you. Someone want to hire me for voice acting work so I can fill in when these guys go take a shit every 5 minutes? God, that'd be great. I mean, yeah, so they're doing the fan service thing, and I found it kind of ironic that they actually showcased that in the trailer just to get people all psyched for it. And believe me, a lot of people were psyched for it. But at this point, I still don't know if it has enough to stand on its own two legs. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know. We'll see how it's looking in the weeks and months to come. Star Trek.
Do you want new games or do you want remasters of the old games?
It's a tough dilemma. It's a very tough dilemma. I'm okay with remasters and remakes as long as they're done right. And saying done right really, really opens up a whole realm of, fixtures and ifs, ands, or buts. But God, the issue I have with new games, not all of them, but a lot of the issues I have with new games are, it's the never-ending quest for realism and immersion, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I love being immersed in the environments that I'm playing around with. But the caveat to that kind of thing is it's, for lack of a better term, I think a lot of times it comes down to pay to win. And what I mean by that is I think we're at a plateau now where everything depends on how powerful your hardware is. And, you know, I know a lot of people that are working class citizens, and they're not going out there and they're buying, you know, $4, $5, $6, $7,000 PCs just to play the latest stuff that comes out. Now you can subjugate that and go get a console to do the same thing. But man, I mean, realistically, if you want the best of the best, you're going to need a powerhouse PC to do it. So I think that's a hindrance this day and age. So, I mean, when I want new games, man, they can look as great and play as great as they want them to be, but there's a whole lot of ifs, ands, or buts that come with it. And it really depends on what the game is, what it's all about, how it plays, how it functions. Because functionality this day and age is a very, very key word, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, I don't know. It's really tough. It's a tough call because there's been a lot of remakes come out that I haven't been excited about because they've been ruined. There's a lot of new games that have come out that I haven't been excited about because they've been ruined. But on the other hand, there are remakes I have enjoyed. Mass Effect, I'm looking at you. Kingdoms of Amalur, I'm looking at you. There's new games that have come out that I've really enjoyed. It's a small list, but they're out there. They do exist. But I find, you know, to summarize everything, it's a big 50-50 gamble this day and age. That's all I can say about it.
I just want some of this okay. So I want them to bring the games we have a little more into the tech of today. When I say that, what I mean is when you go on and you play the anniversary, Star Trek anniversary, the 25th anniversary game, there's a lot of stuff that you've kind of got to go back and forth with. You really have to print the map out because you can't just control tab out of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I would like the map in the game telling me where the hell I need to go. I want the ability to use a controller. It's not that hard. It's a point and click adventure.
Right.
It's not that hard. I would like to see something updating the Armada games, Bridge Commander, a little more stability with Bridge Commander. I would like the ability to use a controller. That would be great. But a little more stability with some of these. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking you to remake the fucking wheel. I'm not asking you to go in. And I understand this is going to be almost impossible. Why is this going to be impossible, Loki? Because Activision does not like these games. When the Paramount CBS lawsuit happened with Activision, they literally called their distributors and said, pull all the stuff and throw them away. Throw them in the garbage.
That's rough. That's rough.
So I understand there are issues, but that's what I'd like to see. Now, are there some modders out there that'll make this happen? I'm sure there are. And there are upgrades. There's upgrades to Armada 2. There's the ability to play Armada 3. That alone is absolutely out of this world. Being able to get in and play Star Trek Armada 3, for those of you who love this game, love the ability to do that, you know how to do it. It's amazing to get on there and play Star Trek Armada 3, even if the same dev team didn't do it. It's amazing to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I will adore and love the things that I have. I just kind of wish that we could get. Do you want to remaster Bridge Commander? I do.
Yeah, something that you don't have to rely on modders to do either. Because I mean, God forbid what would happen if modders weren't around to keep the things that we enjoy relevant and working in proper working order. I mean, really. And I also think that's kind of sad, you know, in a way, because it's like, oh, well, you know, this game's broken, but hey, I'm sure there's a mod to fix it. Well, I mean, Jesus Christ, as great as the modders are, it should not come down to them. It should not rely on fans fixing your broken shit that should have been at least ready to go. in a decent playable state on day one. I mean, fuck, if it were up to me, decent would not be good enough. This shit should be pristine and ready to go right out of the box on day one. No problems whatsoever. That's why that's why you're forking over all this goddamn production money. That's why all your people are getting paid salaries. That's why you're bringing in millions and millions, sometimes billions of dollars. Hello, Bethesda getting bought out for how much fucking money was it? Billions of dollars. Fix your shit, guys. Get it ready to go so you don't have to rely on fan service to keep your shit relevant after it dies off because it's been broken for years. And I apologize for ranting and raving.
And Snowed Up with the $2 super chat says, Skull and Tuck and Roll. Thank you so very much, Snowed Up, my brother, for throwing out that $2 super chat. This one is just for you. Skull and Tuck and Roll. He tuck and rolled there at the end. Tuck and rolled.
Hell yeah. He knows how to tuck.
And what happened? What happened when you got a game that was shit out of the box? They had to bury it in a landfill, never be heard from for another 25 years until some dipshit went and dug it up.
Mm-hmm.
To prove that the story was true and that they dumped all the copies of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what happened when you went to a store and you bought the latest game that was sitting there on the shelf? You go there after school, or you get your birthday money, or your mom, gives you a treat for your allowance, and you get that nice brand new game, and you rip the plastic off, you pull it out of the box, you toss the box aside, because that's what everybody did back then. I'm sorry. And you slap that fucker into your system, you fire it up, you play for 10 minutes, and it sucks. What do? You're screwed.
Yeah, but not always. So going back in time, we're going to go back in time here real quick. And before we do that, I want to talk about what Makani says here. PS2, Xbox, GameCube era, where we didn't have patches and updates. What they did though is when they did a second or a third run, if there was an issue, they did do updates. Anyone who owned a Game Genie, a Game Power, a Game Shark, any of that, recognize that every once in a while you'd have like that first run of the game, you'd have a 1.0 version, and then you'd have a 1.1, and occasionally, every once in a while, you had a 1.2. The reason why is they were different productions, and they could go in and fix what was wrong. And hopefully, if they caught everything the first time around, every once in a while, you get a 1.2 version.
Yeah. And I understand. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's easy. Like, oh, Zero just bitches that everything's broken. Well, it's because a lot of shit is broken. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying that stuff like that doesn't happen. I'm just saying I lost my train of thought because I saw a shiny object again. But my God, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I got a Nintendo. I got one of the very first runs of a Nintendo. I was the only one on the block that had one. I got really lucky, and we were effing poor. But my dad loved Atari and saw something. He saw something. He looked at the Nintendo and was like, this is what we've been missing. I'm going to get this for the boy for his birthday. And I got one. Got one of the very first ones. The second game I got was from a friend of my mother's, and she brought it over, and it was a birthday present. It was Metal Gear for the NES.
Oh my.
And I put it in. I absolutely hated it and went right back to Mario Brothers. And it was probably 6, 7, 8 months later. I'm a young kid at this point, I was 6, 7, maybe 8 months later. I was bored, and I put it in, and I got past the first couple of levels,
which is no easy feat.
Yeah, and I started digging the story. And then at one point I get stuck on this part of the map where you just keep repeating the same part of the map over and over again. In the game box, there were booklets, obviously, but there was also a map. And on the map, it told you have to go this way, and this way to get past this part of the game. Literally, you had to pull a book out and it told you how to get past this maze part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do things like that anymore.
No, they really don't. I mean, it's funny because I was thinking about the the Lost Forest in the original Legend of Zelda on NES when you had to go, what was it, up, left, down, left, something like that. The portion that I'm talking about.
Yes.
And then years later, they do the same thing in the Breath of the Wild when you're on your way to get the Master Sword. So I mean, stuff like that still does exist, but I think we started missing the point. We lost a step along the way. I think we lost too much, and it's a different world.
And Mark brings up this thing. You couldn't save. There was no saving onto the game back then.
Mm-hmm.
So what they did was they had 6 lines of code. So you had 6 lines of code that you had to write down. Well, eventually, after writing so many of these down, you started figuring out what controlled what. So like at the beginning of the game, you're going to have 2A. 2A. Those are going to be the first 2 letters in the first line of code. That controls your health. I still remember that to this day. That 2A controls your health. So if you want to have 5 stars, you got to do A, B, C, D, E. You got to do 6E. Needs to be your first 2 letters. So it's 2A, 3B, 4C, 5D, and then 6E.
Yeah.
So that gives you more life throughout the game. That gives you more life and lets you like control whatever. So you can literally, and I think it was the second line, third from the right, controlled what weapons you have, how many weapons you had in your collection. So you could literally go in and change those lines of code in your save and decide what you started the game out with and what you didn't.
Loki was a Game Genie hacker. Somebody fire up their Game Genie and with Mario 3 type in SLXPLOVS. I forget what that does, but I used it all the time.
But I figured that out just as a kid because we wrote everything down in a spiral notebook. So I had all my saves written down in the spiral notebook.
Hell yeah. Well, because you had to do your homework with it back then. You had to put effort in.
You had to put effort in. And they did something similar with Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego.
Oh God.
So that literally from the first question, we had so much shit written down that from the first question they ask you in that game about where in time she is, you could figure out exactly where and finish the game in like a couple of seconds just from whatever you had written down in your notebook.
My God, autocomplete cheat code. Jeez.
So, but this was all stuff you wrote down and you would figure out on your own. Yeah. I had an entire book for Myst. I don't even know if anybody remembers that.
For Myst, I'm surprised it was just one book. Good God.
I mean, I drew stuff and mapped it out, and that you had to do shit like that back then.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
game assistants. Yeah. Your notepad, your spiral notebook was your game assistant.
Yeah. You had to be your own secretary. You're like, oh, quit. Shit. Hit pause. Okay. I got to write this down. What is that? What did he say? Okay. All right. Go to the left of the forest, blah, blah, blah. Man, and nowadays you might be a little bit jaded because everything kind of gets handed to us on a silver platter. We've been spoiled for quality of life improvements. For the most part when it comes to autosaves and hand holding and all that kind of shit. So, I mean, you might look back on stuff like that. And if you were to go back and try it, you'd be thinking, oh man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But at that point in time, God, maybe it was just our attention spans and the willingness to absorb everything we could about the worlds we were immersing ourselves in. But there were times you just couldn't get enough of it because you felt like it made you feel like you were making progress. You know what I mean? You were getting out the effort you put into it. And I think we lost that along the way.
Yeah, we did. No, absolutely.
But I will say, man, when I ran through Metroid Dread last year, that was a complete nostalgia trip. And I still to this day cannot speak highly enough about it because fuck, it is hard. And man, when you get through it, you felt a sense of accomplishment. So there are still games out there that can do that for you. They're out there. The truth is out there. It does exist. But man, sometimes I think it's a little bit too few and far between.
Asaj Melody says there used to be a CD store that would let you listen to CDs before buying them. People would take their dates there, like family video. It was a group experience. I decided a couple years ago when I started planning out the record store, Valhalla Vinyl, that we're going to do, there will be booths similar to telephone booths that you can take a record into, sit down and listen to it in private with, a privacy door. Yes, you'll be able to see through it. It'll be like a telephone booth.
It's not like a holodeck.
Door. No, where you can put your record in and you can listen to the record and decide, yes, I want to buy this.
That's cool. That is cool.
Plan on having about 4 of those in the back where you can just go in, listen to it, decide, yes, I want this. Yeah, because I want that experience. It's one of the experiences that I really want and I want to bring back. What are those telephone like booths for? They probably won't even know telephone booths.
No. You mean you have to use your hands?
What are those doors back there for? You take the record, you go back there, you put it on a little spindle, and you listen to it with your earmuffs. Why can't I just listen to the song on my iPad? Get out of my store.
Get out. Because it's not the same. You need to be able to put the headphones on, put the phone away, shut the world off for an hour or two, and just go on a journey with whatever the artist is trying to tell you.
Yeah, listening booths. That's right. And I imagine when word gets out, people will be bringing their dates there. A little cuddle time in the listening booth. As long as things don't go further than that, I'm fine.
Quality time. It's
clean
quality
my mouse
time.
balls regularly. It was a pain, but the mice seemed to enjoy it. They did. They did. You had to clean because they got gunk on them. Now it's all lasers.
Yeah. Man, did you guys ever take your mouse balls out and slam them on the floor? God, that sound always weirded me out. I was not expecting that because I half expected mouse balls to bounce, but they don't.
Yes.
They just thwack right on the floor and they don't friggin' move.
What's a record? It's better than your modern shit, you little shit.
Yeah. No shit. No shit.
Mags. Good morning, Mags. It's
morning, Mags.
Andy Masterson. What's up, Castle? We're just about to get out of here, guys.
Yeah,
we've been talking about how we're too old. We're too old to enjoy the new stuff and the new Star Wars and the new Trek, but they keep coming out with old stuff. I don't get it.
I still don't get it. It's a never-ending cycle.
I don't get it. I'm gonna pull something up from X that I shared yesterday. I'm calling it X. Holy shit! I never imagined I'd be.
Wow, I don't think I've ever called it X yet. It hasn't caught on. Again, one of those things that you change just for no reason whatsoever. That was absolutely pointless.
So we were putting stuff. We were putting stuff together and putting it up in the house yesterday. Look at all of these.
Oh my God.
So on the right there, that's new. That came out this year. That is the TOS Enterprise. It is not the Strange New Worlds. It is the TOS Enterprise.
That's Kirk's
Why,
ship.
oh my, why are they coming out with TOS stuff, TNG stuff, DS9 stuff when they've got all the new stuff? Can someone answer that question for me?
Because their quote target audience is not the real target audience. And the real target audience is what is giving them money. Because they're giving them money because it just works. Thank you, Todd Howard. I don't know why I've singled you out so much today, but because the damn target audience is the exact audience you should be targeting. Because the old stuff, for lack of a better term, to sum it all up once and for all, it's just fucking better. It cannot be replaced. It cannot be rewritten. It cannot be reconfigured, reconstructed, reworked. No, it's just better, and it always will be.
They're not advertising the game, so when it fails, they can say, see, no one wants this old shit. We need to keep pushing the new woke stuff.
Exactly. And if you can't see that, if they can't see that, well, we're not going to advertise it because it's not what we want. So we're going to keep advertising all this new crap. Man, just stop, guys. Stop. I mean, God, you can't see through that? These people that are pushing all that crap can't even see through that? Are you so fixated on the way things are? You can't see it's just fucking broken. It's not working. Give it the hell up.
To be whales like with Madden.
Oh,
I guess,
yeah,
I guess so.
I did want to point that out. I'm sorry, Project Storytime. That totally got away from me there. But yeah, and you know, that's another thing. That's another thing I got gripes with because I haven't bought a Madden game in going on probably 11 or 12 years now. Because when the focal point of that whole series started shifting over to your Madden Ultimate Team card packs and shit, and when the whales started coming out full force, I said, you know what? I'm done. I want no part of this. And it still often makes me sick to my stomach that they're going to keep making money because the whales are out there with their unlimited credit cards pumping the millions back into a game that's been broke for over a fucking decade. It makes me sick. You shouldn't give them money when they're just hammering out the same cookie cutter bullshit year after year after year. And FIFA and NHL, not so much NHL, they've changed a little bit, but they're the same guilty parties going down the same conveyor belt, pulling in the same amount of money every year. That doesn't matter when the next game comes out because they're going to get a whole new flock of millions and millions and billions of dollars put back into their broken ass system so they can continue nonstop getting away with doing the bare minimum because some stupid ass is always going to put the money back into it when they should know better. They should know that mediocrity is not supposed to be celebrated. Set your standards a little bit fucking higher, ladies and gentlemen, because enough is enough. I'm sorry.
And yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But man, it just fires me up too much sometimes when I think about how stupid we are that we keep supporting, like financially supporting bullshit like this.
and before we get out of here this morning, and I turn you over to Makani because I know he should have started like 8 minutes ago if he hasn't already started. Let me just brighten up the day of one of our moderators here at Mornings of Mischief, Mark, the infinitely tired. They have announced. Let me get this pulled up right here so I can.
Once again, I apologize for the ranting and raving this morning, folks. I'm sorry. But man, when you're passionate about stuff, you got to use your voice sometimes. And I know I'm not saying anything you don't already know.
Piranha Games has announced 2024 release MechWarrior 5 Clan Invasion is coming out. So hopefully that makes your day a little better, Mark. It will be a standalone. So you've got MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, which is about to release its last update DLC this Thursday, I believe. So this Thursday, the last DLC, for which should be the Draconis Combine DLC. this will be an entirely standalone game in 2024. So for you clanners out there that love Karinsky, it is coming. So enjoy. Guys, we're getting out of here. Go over to Machini. It's going to send you over there automatically here in just a minute. Thank you so very much to Zero for being here and ranting his ass off.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't plan on it. It just happens sometimes. But
we're getting out of here.
Y'all know what I mean. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys rock.
Inner Sphere versus Clan Mix. Yes. Mark, I knew that would make your day. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. Have a great one, everybody.
Peace.
Yeah, and hit that like button on the way out.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.